All right, everyone. Thank you for returning to the channel. This is SoCal Defense, where we take a look at anything self-defense wise, from firearms, less lethal, concealed carry, EDC, anything really that will help you manage your self-defense from others, from the government, from everyone. So I recently got a less lethal self-defense launcher from Grimburg, and this is one of the things that I felt like, I should retain, or I should purchase. Being a Christian, again, we need to um, have discernment between lethal and non-lethal. So I did get the Grimburg TYR, TYRE, and that is shooting out of the box usually around 55 to 68 joules, as Grimburg advertises on their website. So carrying wise, EDC, I've used 511 for EDC purposes, with my firearms, with other things as well. So, but the ones in the past have been very tactical looking. So a lot of molly on the outside. You can tell there is something going on with that sling bag that I had. So I went and purchased another one from 511, had some issues. So I actually have two here. One I've been utilizing for the last, I would say, about 2 months. Had some issues. I didn't have some of the straps that was supposed to come with it to help secure your firearm, your less lethal launcher, your SBR, whatever you wanted to carry with this sling. Now, I gotta say, reach out. I just put a little review on the website, and 511 reached out to me immediately and tried to correct it. Had some back and forth with them. Ultimately, they were saying we can't send you out just the straps by itself for some odd reason. But they did send me a whole new bag, and they sent it to me via FedEx. Nope, UPS. UPS. So it got here relatively quickly. So I do go over a lot of different things with this bag, but we will take a look at it internally. And on the external side, it is the 511. Let me get the information up here. So I purchased the 511 COVRT, COVRT Select Carry Pack, and that is a 21 liter volume. As of right now, Thursday, June 25th, 2026, it is on sale for 34% off. Usually it costs about $150 without tax. Right now it is at $99.49 without tax. It is a sling, so it's something that we do only one strap, which I feel is a quicker access to your items that are on the inside. If you're out and about in public, and a threat does come up, it's easier to just sling the bag to the front rather than having bow straps, fiddling with it, and then trying to grab whatever you have on the inside. So for me, right now, I do not live in a free state. So I am not allowed. I mean, concealed carry I can do, but we are not allowed to carry anything other than a handgun. So no SBRs or anything along those lines. So I'll open it up, give you a view of what I am carrying here. So I have posted a video of my initial review on Grimburg's less lethal TYR, TYR. So this is like an 8K style less lethal launcher, really what it is. It shoots 68 caliber rounds. They are metallic and like a poly composite, I guess. So they are magnetic. And this is one of the straps that I did repurpose for them. Well, let me get that off. A little better view there. So These straps here are the ones that I had to repurpose. They came from another portion of the sling bag itself, but it was doing the job until I got the new one in. So slightly tight fit, but pretty much that is what I have been using for my personal self-defense for non-lethal situations. Otherwise, I would use my firearm, but it comes with a 12-round Tippmann 68 caliber magazine. Do have the Viridian green dot on there, a Vervot 2 light, pressure switch there. They do have another pressure switch that you can mount on some Picatinny rails as well. But I went into a whole review about this launcher, my initial review about the launcher, and posted it onto the SoCal Defense YouTube channel. So if you want to take a look at that, feel free. But pretty much, it does come with this muzzle carrier, which helps secure everything down. But let me take this away. And then we will come here to the 511 box that they sent me. So this is going to be pretty much like a unboxing. We'll go through everything that it comes with. And let's see if they actually sent me the correct bag and make sure that all the internals are actually there. So 511, pretty good company. I've been using them for a couple years now. I would probably say more than 10. Do like their bags, good for the price. Some of these other companies really charge an arm and a leg for ultimately just a backpack with a padded pouch. So this will be, in the interim, a good carry bag. So just personal information. No one needs to see that. Now, the things that were missing in this product was certain straps inside the carrying area for your firearm, SBR, handguns, whatever you want to do. In this case, not a firearm. It is a less lethal launcher, but it was ultimately missing stuff that would help secure everything down. So, you know, you got to make sure those things, especially if it's going to be a firearm, are secure. Shout out to 511 for sending it pretty quickly. I got it this package within, from the date they said they were sending it out, it was at my doorstep within about 3 business days, which did have it had a weekend in between there. So ultimately came pretty quick. So we will get into the bag itself, but here is what was missing. So they did take this picture off of their website. So the customer service representative that reached out to me, she was super nice and all that. So good for them. But ultimately, it was missing these things. She did send me the picture because she asked for a picture. I didn't have a picture and I didn't have the item, so I couldn't show her what it was. So she did send this picture. So there you see the internals of the Molly portion of the bag, of the sling bag. And this is where you keep your firearm. Typically, you have other places inside this bag where you could strap down a holster or anything else like that. But with a muzzle guard like that, that is for particular use. So you are definitely going to be using those straps to, initially strap down some type of longer firearm, longer than your average pistol. So that was the issue there. So that was the picture that she sent. So let's get this out of the way. Okay. So again, this is a 21-liter bag. The bag is a sling bag, which I feel is the best route if you're using it for any type of self-protection. So there you go, same bag. Has all the labeling for what is what. So this is one of the CCW pull tabs, has a thicker one, not the greatest. I mean, it's thicker than anything else that's on here. So you can tactilely, I don't even know if that's a word, but you can feel the difference between it. There's the convert select carry UPC number, nothing there. This one is a zipper stop. So they have these Velcro straps here. And initially, what it's supposed to do, you use these depending on what side you want to access your bag and what side it is slinged off your shoulder. When you bring it around, it will stop the zippers from opening that direction. So you just have to be self-aware of which side you're going to use, what side is going to be open, what side you don't need to be open, so that the whole thing doesn't open. So for my application, I really don't use these at all. So to each their own, but has a couple pockets, interims, something you can hook a carabiner to. So this is that strap that I repurposed because I don't need it to crossbody. I feel like that's overkill. Now, if you're going hiking or, some type of, on foot things, I can see why they use it, but I typically don't. So you just unhook, pull this tab here, and that pretty much just slides right on out. So that's one of the things there. This one is kind of like a carabiner. Attachment. You push down and up, and this comes completely off. So you can use these, not use these, whatever you want to do. That is something that I prefer. Now, this is a bilateral use. So what you can do here is they have these clips, and you just push it just like that. And you can go to the other side, and there's another one tucked below, right in there. And you just click that in, and now you sling it to the other side. So ultimately, I'll just keep it on the side that we started with because it seems it likes to just sit that way. So on the outside, so when you are carrying this, it has these different pockets that you can utilize. So we'll go from the top down. So we will go to the CCW ready pouch, and this is accessible on both sides. So it depends on whatever side you're going to be using. When you sling it, you can go in and utilize that molly there. So you can attach a bunch of different things. You can put your handgun in there with its holster. You can also attach MOLLE pouches that will carry extra magazines, whatever you want. That's where I do keep my extra magazines, the 12 rounders for the TYR, the Grimburg less lethal. So next pocket going down is just a typical storage pocket. What you can see here is you have a couple pen holders and then a little slightly bigger, about 4 fingers width. Maybe you could probably get 5 in there if you have a small enough hand. And then all the way down to the bottom, right about there. So this is just like a normal storage pocket. But to me, these had the best zipper heads on them. These things here have a much better kind of look to it. So we'll go open those two up again, just so you can see it from a different angle. So like I said, a couple pens or whatever you want to put in there is definitely not big enough for any magazines or anything like that. Maybe a pocket knife. And you could probably put a GSW pack in there, and goes in about forearms from fingers to elbows. So that was that first one. And then I'll give you the concealed carry compartment from this angle. See a little bit more. And there's nothing on the top. And this pocket only goes to here to here. So typically this would be for the handgun style type of firearm placement. That would be there. Quick access there, a bigger thumb tab, I'm assuming, just to get that open. So if it's at night, you don't have to fuss with it. And again, it is bilateral, so you can go both sides. So those are the kind of 2 front main pockets. Now we'll go to the following ones. So we're going to take these straps off. This is what I do with it initially. Push that down, go to the other side. I think they call them zipper stops. Yeah, zipper stops right there. And I just leave them strapped over. Because if I'm going to access it for my launcher, I have to access the whole thing. So that is not a bad thing to have, though. It's a good thought process. And now we'll go to the inside where you keep your SBR. So right off the bat, you can see that the 2 Velcro MOLLE strap inserts did come with this one. Last one did not have that. Those are the ones I was missing, so I can retain the rest of the launcher or firearm, whatever you're using, on different points, so it's not moving around. But this is a pretty, how can I say it? A pretty tight fit. If it was 22 liters for my application, would have been perfect. But ultimately, everyone has their own preference, and not every bag is the same. So also here, they kind of use these as a zipper stop as well. You can utilize them to hold other things down as well. Just based off the site that I use, I don't want anything else in the bag that's not strapped down, just because I don't want to damage it. But ultimately, yeah, these things, they have different little attachment points, which you can extend, not extend. So these are just basic Velcro straps that you can use and strap down anything that you are needing to inside this pouch. Now, my application, I would have really liked to see some type of universal molly, not just in one direction. If there was a molly that they can use in all directions, which is out there, it would have been fantastic. Because you're strapping something down and something like, let me grab it real quick. Something like a 12 round, it has to go this way. Or if I wanted it to go this way, I won't have any room in there. So it does have to go strapped down like that. Initially, it was a little bit of a bummer, but it does work. Like I said, not all bags are perfect. To each their own. Everyone utilizes these a different way. But the one thing that I actually really do like is this part here. And I'll give you kind of an overhead view of it as well. So this part is fantastic. I believe they call it their muzzle holder, which it can kind of be used for both muzzle, buttstock. If it fits in there, it fits in there. So this is pretty good, pretty sturdy. These are just normal stuff, which I'm really surprised they didn't have any extras that they're going to send me out, but they sent me out a whole new bag. So shout out to 511 again for taking care of their customers. But ultimately, you just undo these straps back and forth, which I'll do real quick. And then these straps get threaded through the molly. So, pretty smart design. I've yet to see any bags that have this. But as you can see, pretty easy. It's squishable, moldable, but it does have some, feels like just some plastic borders in there. Gives it a little bit of give. You can see that. Gives it a little flex. The flex does help to get stuff in. For example, my launcher has a pretty big light on it. I probably should have gone with a smaller one, but for the price and what you get out of this light, the COVRT 2 was significant. So I did want to put it on there. And I'll just grab that real quick. Sorry about hitting the mic. So COVRT 2, decent light, pretty big. Little size reference. But this light has IR light, IR laser, green laser, white light with laser, or just, laser alone. But I typically just use a white light for it. But pretty significant. Another firearm, sure, that would be just fine. But as you can see, you take your launcher and you kind of just, this one seems a little squished. Right in like that. And it protects everything. And then once it's in there, it is strapped down so you don't have any issues with it. And then you get your buttstock in, or for this circumstance, I have a 9 CI tank. This does come off. So if this gets in the way, it kind of does, but again, that's where I was saying a 22 liter would have been much better. Just slightly bigger, a little bit more room. but it fits pretty much when everything's strapped down. It fits pretty much perfectly in there. And then the size does give me a little retention up here at the buttstock area. So ultimately, it is a pretty spot on fit for this. But again, I was missing those straps. Those straps, one can go around the tank itself, one can go around somewhere around the, trigger guard or the mag pull grip. Just so you can access and just be a little bit more secure with your very expensive toys or self-defense weapons. But ultimately, that's how I kind of run it. So I'll take that out or off. I'll just, whoop, sorry about that, camera. Put that to the side. I'll put the launcher back to the side as well. So the straps had 2 of them, so different locations. Same thing with like the straps for the muzzle guard. And then these will have a more firm, probably can't see that. Let me switch cameras. So these have a little bit more firm, rubberized grip to them. Contoured, easier to pull, I guess. Ultimately, though, I've seen some bags that I have not tried out there that have big, thick, EDC kind of CCW pull straps, which would be real nice. But, for the price, you really can't complain. And one of those things that I've seen, let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll just do a quick search. Yes, I'm not a robot. I feel like this robot, well, there goes my Grimburg case that they gave me. We'll put that back up in a second. So yeah, the bag that I was thinking about was Vertex. Vertex bags seem pretty legit. Pretty expensive though. Definitely would like to try out one of those one day. But sadly, I don't live in a free state. So I rather put my money in something that I can actually carry and get a little bit more products for that type of situation. 1 second, I'm going to put this back up. Okay, so that covers pretty much the main 3 pockets. There is one other pocket with this, and people utilizes it pretty differently. I know what it's meant for though, so it makes complete sense. Oh, another thing, pull strap, pretty decent, nice, thick, padded, has a textile kind of grippy to there, so you won't lose grip even if you're wet. And that texture comes all the way to the back. They do have padding here, real breathable, has the kind of slits and a vent kind of area there, but very good padded area. And our last spot is here. So you can easily fit any size laptop in this area. So it's not too much of an issue. But ultimately what it is for, it's for kind of those backpack inserts that are 3A plus rated. Has a little strap here. You can definitely strap down like a plate from your plate carrier in here, and it shouldn't have any issues with that. So that is pretty good, but let's see. I'll grab something real quick so I can show you the size. Okay, so this, it says it's a different case, but it is a Apple 15 or 16 inch MacBook Pro, and you can easily put that in there no problem and have some room. So you can multi-purpose this thing if you know you're just going to work or something like that, or going out for a very simple day. Shouldn't be an issue. You can put iPads, whatever you want in there, folders, books, whatever you like. But it'll go down to about that level. Right around there, you have an extra about 6 inches up on top here. So ultimately, you can kind of utilize that pocket for whatever you like. There is no Velcro kind of material in here. It's all slick. So you do not have the opportunity, unless you get a different MOLLE attachment, to actually put in where there's MOLLE to utilize any of your Velcro holsters, or any of your Velcro handgun holsters, anything like that. So ultimately, I do have to give another shout out to 511. Thank you again for sending this bag out back to me. It was a little shot to the gut when you realize, nah, man, you know, the things that you pay money for are missing items inside of it. It makes you kind of wonder. I was like, did I get a used one, a returned one? How's their quality control? But ultimately, 511 did a great and fantastic job at reaching out immediately. I put that post up and they reached back out to me, I would say 15 to 20 minutes. So they do keep an eye on their website. They make sure that their customers are satisfied. At first, I thought they're pretty much telling me, well, so sorry, can't be sending you it because we don't have those items separate. But ultimately, they sent me the sling bag back out, that 21-liter sling bag here, the COVRT, and replace the one that I have. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. This is how I will be carrying my Grimburg TYR less lethal launcher when I'm out in public. In my car, I have a different kind of setup, plus my firearm with me. So not too big of an issue there. But it's, as a, you know, I'm a Christian. And as a Christian, sometimes, you know, like I said earlier, we need to have discernment, and we need to realize when our life's in trouble, or when we can use some type of less lethal force to get the situation under control. So this multi-purpose firearm inside the smaller pocket, handgun, and then less lethal launcher here inside that pocket as well. So these straps also come out, and they say that's kind of like a zipper stop as well. So you can have it zipped on that side, and when you bring the zipper back around, it won't go past that. And this is pretty much redundancy as well. It's the same issue. You push that in, Velcro that back over, and you'll have another zipper stop. But pretty bulky, and I don't want people who do paying attention. So my other one that I had, very obvious that there was something going on with my bag. Molly all up there, Molly on the sling part of the strap. So this is very just nonchalant. You have a couple things here just so you can attach if you want to attach something. I'm not going to attach anything, but I'm sure other people will utilize that. You can put a pouch on there. But the other one I had from 511, it's still on their website. It's an older version. Has a big old, it looks like a Molly pouch sitting right here. It's not, it's attached. You can't take it off. Has Molly on the outside of it. Has Velcro for patches. So you can see that there's something kind of military-esque going on with it. But this one is more low-key. Not many people will look at you funny unless they know what it is. So, but yeah, all right, guys. So that is my review of the 511 COVRT 21-liter sling bag and the CCW compatibility that we have with it. Again, Molly all the way through, a couple other straps. So there is a rigidness. I'm seeing some PE kind of plastic that goes all the way around up to about there, just to keep the shape, keep everything from like slouching down, I guess. But ultimately, this works. It works pretty well with the Grimburg. I am interested in a couple other bags, so I'm going to be taking a look at those. Hopefully, I can do another review with those soon. But tell me what you think, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thank you for stopping by the channel. Again, this is going to be a pretty new channel, so we just want to say thank you for the view. And if you like what you see, subscribe and hit that bell notification. We are at SoCal Defense on YouTube, and then we are on SoCal Defense on Instagram as well. Brand new channel, brand new content. So bear with me. Full-time job, multiple full-time jobs. So, all right, guys, you have a great day and God bless.